Let me share my screen here. So let me go to the SQL database. So in the previous section, in the previous video, we created this table, right? If you all you have gone through that create table of data definition language, this table is what we created. So if you see here, there's a there is a column called EMP underscore ID begin, and here you got varchar data type, and here you got date and decimal. So now what we'll do is here, we'll talk about inserting data into the table. Okay. So inserting, we'll talk. So table is already created this table. If you go to this database here, right? So you go to this data, so EMP underscore info. So in this database, in this tables, you will have this table here. Click on this, you will have columns here. So you have the table as what created. Now we'll talk inserting data. Inserting data into table. We'll talk on this. So here, if you see, we have different data. One is called begin, one is called varchar. We have got date, and here we have got decimal. Here you got char. So I'll just take a new query window here, right? So while inserting, so we'll talk on inserting data into table. So while inserting data into table, so we need to identify the data types of the column because you provide the values to that column, right? So the columns, the column names or column names which are having, right? So char or nchar, varchar or nvarchar, text and ntext, date, time, date time, date time 2, and date time offset, right? So we have the columns have which are having these data types, the columns which are having these data types. Okay, you should be careful. And when you are providing the values, so columns having these data types, right? That data types columns or column which are having these data types. So you need to provide those values in single quotes. Okay, you need to provide in single quotes, like, so you have got the name, single quotes, and you have got date, right? So 2000 something, 2000 010 18. So this is in the form of YYY DD, right? Right. So you need to remember, because the columns which are having these data types, for those data types, you need to provide values in single quotes. So right now now it is clear. Now inserting data into table, inserting data into table. So you can insert data into table in three ways. So in three ways you can insert data into table. Okay. So first way is, so insert into table name. Okay. Values, and how many number of columns you have, those many column values you need to provide. So if table has got the table, how many number of columns the table is having, those many number of columns you need to, those many number of values you need to, V1, V2, V3, V4, Vn. This is one way, right? That is, the next one is insert into table underscore name. open bracket. So table is containing some 15 columns, but it's not mandatory you need to provide values to all the columns. So out of that 15 columns, you want to provide values only to 5 columns. So you specify that column names here. So here you see, so column 1, column 2, column 1, column 3, column 6, I am providing for column 7. For remaining columns, I don't want to provide. I want to provide for 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 only. So values, provide value here. Value 1, value 2, value 3, value 4, value 5. Because you have defined, so for this table, so you want to provide only values to these columns, 5 columns. So you have provided 5 values here. But here you have not specified any column, means you need to provide values to all the columns here. Similarly, right? Similarly, insert into, right? Insert into table underscore name, right? So in the first two statements, right? In the first two statements, what you are doing? You are inserting a single row, but I want to insert, right? I want to insert multiple rows in single statement. I want to insert multiple rows in single statement. How should I do it? So in the first statement, you are inserting only single row. In the second row, in the second statement, you are taking few columns and providing values to that column. Single row only you are providing it. But here, I want to, in single select statement, I want to insert multiple records. So here, select V1, V2, V3, V4, Vn, union. Select V11, V12, V13, V1, V14, V1n. Union, select V21, V22, V23, V24, V2n. So like this. So you see here, I am inserting 3 rows into this table, 3 different rows. So I'm doing bulk insert here, right? So let's go, we'll do one by one. Let me go to, so here, how many columns we have? So let me go here, we'll insert, right? So here I'm inserting all values. So when insert statement after table name, you are not providing any column. That means that you are inserting all values to that unit. That means that you need to insert all values to that columns. And here after the table name, I'm specifying the column name. So you need to specify only the values to that columns. Here what I'm doing is I'm using insert statement. I want to insert multiple rows. You can insert, I'm using here only 3 rows, but you can insert more than 300 or 100 or even 10 rows also. Bulk, more than one row you can insert using this union operator. Now let's go here, right? Let's go and start inserting data. Now let's see, insert into emp underscore info values, right? So first column, what value you have? What column? Emp. So 1. So name is Srikanth here. The first name is Srikanth. Middle name is, I don't have any value. So because I don't have, so I'm giving value none. Value as null. So nothing but I don't have any name middle name. So I'm inserting null. And the last name, so I have my surname Manda, then date of birth. So I'll give something called 2000 dot hyphen 01 hyphen 12 year or 13, right? So anything. So salary, I'll give 15,000 595, 12,500.95. And I've used this single quotes. Why? Because this is varchar data type. Here also, because in this column, I don't have any value. So I'm inserting null value. So for giving null value, you need not put into single quotes. And here varchar. So I'm putting in single quotes here, right? Now decimal. So you need not put for decimal. Now here you got gender. So I'll give male, comma. Now email ID. So let me go here. I'll give something Srikanth, reach underscore Srikanth 18 at the rate yahoo.com. Right? Then address. So I'll give as address 1. Okay. Then for address 2, I'll give as address 2 only. So, or you give something. So I'll give address 1, I'll give flat number some 301. Okay, I'll give. So beside that, I'll give something called Shanti Nagar. Okay, so you can see here, I'm giving Shanti Nagar. Then the this say address to, I'll give street name something near Ramalayam something, or near sir something. Give as Miapur. Okay, Miapur. Then city Hyderabad, because that is a right. Varkar state. So I'll give Telangana. Right. Then country India. Then mobile number, I'll give +91 9032 82 4467. Right now. So I'm providing all the values now. So right. So the value, the data types which are of varchar and date, I'm putting in single quotes. Now I'll just select this statement. I'm inserting data here. One row got affected. Right? One row has got affected now. How do you see the data now? Right? So here, to see the data, we have some statement called select. Select star from table underscore name here. Table underscore name. So give. So select start from AMP underscore info. So what do you mean by this star here? What does this star mean? Star means select all the columns of this table. So when you say star here, it means that when you write a star in select statement, it means that get all the columns from table. Now try to execute here. Right? You see here, I've got one name, null value. You see the data I've given. Right? So it's working, right? So we have inserted the data. Right? No? Absolutely, it is working. So this is up. So now the next one is, so we have seen in inserting data using first, because I have provided. Now I'll go with other one. So we'll not insert all values into the all. I will not provide all values to the all values to all the columns of a table. I want to, so I don't have few of the things. So I want to provide only few values to the column, few values to few columns only. So I'll go here, insert into emp underscore info. So right, I'll give emp underscore. So I'll give column names emp underscore id. So you'll have this column names right here. You have got right. I'll give emp underscore id comma emp underscore first underscore name, then emp underscore last underscore name. Right, for few columns only. Then I'll give emp underscore dob, then emp underscore sal, then emp underscore gender, then emp underscore phone number only. I have details of this only for these columns only. So I'm providing. So here I don't have, so email ID I don't have that information, address I don't have. So I'm not entering. So I'm because I know only these values of the employee. So I'm providing here. So now let's go. So here, right? After this column, so values, right now. So insert into table and column names here and values. Now give here two. Now name, I'll give as Adya here, right? And last name, so I'll give as like Manda, right? Then date of birth, I'll give some 2019 02 06, right? Then so date of birth, now salary, so I'll give some 11,999.99. Now gender, So it is female. So I'll give female here, and phone number I'll give some number 0000001. Right? So I'm giving only so the first in the first statement I've inserted all values where I'm not provided. Now, but in the second statement, I'm only provide I'm giving here, I'm specifying column names and I'm providing only values to that column. Now use this. Now insert here. Right? It has got inserted. Now go. Now let's go and check whether the data has got inserted. Select star from emp underscore info. Right? Info here. Now select this statement, execute here. So you see it has got null value because we have not provided a value for in the second record. There is no in the second record there is no middle name, and email aid also we didn't provide. Address also we have not provided. Second, third column address to also. City we have not provided. State we have not provided, and country also we have not. We have provided only. So this is how we can insert only values to. So if at all you don't have values to other columns, then how do you do it? So specify those columns here and insert values to that columns only. Okay, right. Now let's go with the third insert type. That is, we go with batch insert here, batch insert. Now let's go insert into emp underscore info, right? Select. Now, when you're using this batch statement, right, you need to definitely provide values to all the columns. If at all you don't know value to that column, you need to give as null value. Okay, right. Now let's take, so here right now, so I'll put this insert statement on top because we need to know the column names. I'll put it here. Right, I'll go here, I'll put it here and try. Right, so insert. So first is ID, so I'll give here 3. I'll give as Lata here. Then middle name null, so she doesn't have. The next name is Manda. Right, so the date of birth will give some 2000, some 10, some 15. Now you have salary, right? So let's give some 15,000, comma, then gender. So it's female, right? Then you have email ID. Let's go here, lata.@gmail.com. Right? You have address. So let's give some address here. So we give something, some address. So Shanti Nagar. Okay. Then near Ramalayam. Right here. Then we have got address to. Let's go and give address to here. That is Miapur. Okay. Then we have got city. So let's give city here Hyderabad. Right. Then we have got state. We'll give Telangana here. Right. And we have got country. We'll give India. Then mobile number. Let's give +919000000003 here. Okay. So now I'll insert one more, union. So I'm using union operator. So select the first. So here, so the first is ID, right? Employee ID. So let's go here. 4. We'll give 4 as here. The name Ashrita here. Then middle name we don't have. So I'll give, we will give null value. Right? Null. Okay. Manda. So date of birth. So we don't have a date of birth. So we'll give null value for date of birth. Then salary we'll give 12,000. Right? Then gender, female here. Right? Then email ID. Let's go with ashrita.manda@gmail.com. Right? Then we don't have address. So we'll give null. We don't have the address to also. We'll give null here. We don't have address. So we'll give null. Right? So address we don't have. City also we don't know. State also we don't know. right? Then we have country India, right? Then mobile number. So plus 9190000005, right? So I'm inserting two records. So I'm insert. So whenever you want to insert more than one record, so then insert statement will take only single record. But if at all you want to with insert multiple records, then you need to go with the bulk insert, that using this union operator. So you have, right, bulk insert. Okay, so this is up. So, but whenever you are doing with bulk, you need to provide all the values to all the columns. And if at all you don't know the values, then you need to provide like null here, the way we have done here, right? Here also in the second record, that is in third record, we have done null this. Now let me go and insert this data here, right? So you see the two rows got affected, means inserted. Now let's go to the table here, right? Let's go select start from emp underscore info, right? Now try to execute this statement. So you'll have the data here. So here I'm making use of, right? I'm making use of, if you see, I put this star, right? I put this star here. When you say star, it means all columns of a table. When I put that star, it means all columns of a table. But now I want to, so you might, so when I put star, I'm trying to get all the columns, but you can get only the required column. Select emp underscore id, comma, emp underscore first underscore name, or emp underscore last underscore name, and emp underscore sal, then emp underscore gender, right? From emp underscore info table. So this is how you can, so here I'm using star. When I use star, you are getting all columns, but here I'm using only the selected columns here, right? So select can be used for two. You can use star to get all the columns, and you can specify only the required columns in the select statement. So if you select this, so you will get only those columns. Now try to do it. So you got ID, first name, last name, email, first name, last name, sal, gender, right? So right now, so if you execute these two, so you'll find the difference. So first statement is star, we have execute, so you're getting all columns. The second table select, first statement is star, so you got all columns here. Second select statement is only these columns that you have mentioned, so you're getting only these columns, right? So you got some understanding on inserting data, selecting data. Just walk through, so just follow this, it will be easy to do it. So you can set data in three ways, right? So if at all you don't know the value, then you need to insert null value into that column, right? Thank you guys. I hope this video is helpful for you. Please subscribe the channel and pass this information to other people, so they will be technically benefited from this learning videos. Thank you.